Guys, we got insane news coming out just today. And of course, I got a new layout, but never mind. Let's get straight into the topic. It is insane. Donald Trump is losing his largest electoral base. It's not white men, it's actually white women. So over here, we got a new CNN article. Let's get straight to it. Okay, so these two tabs are the same article. I'm just highlighting them. I'm just breaking them out to two different places so we don't have to scroll, okay? Donald Trump used to be winning 6 points on white women in 2016 and 7 points in 2020. Guess how much he's still winning, which is horrific. But according to a CNN poll, I can't see the crosstabs. I can't see the top lines. I don't know if they're reliable. I don't know if they're shilling. If they are, sorry about it. But this is what I saw, so I'm going to report it, okay? Donald Trump is now only up by 1 point. He went from 7 points in 2020 to 1 point today. 2 more weeks out to election night. He's down 6 points, the largest voting bloc of the entire country when you divide by race and sex. White women, according to CNN, let's take a look. The demographic makes up 36% of all voters, and white men, again, only make up 34% of total electorate of the entire country. Now, here is the thing. You think this is it? Well, this is already bad enough, but you think this is it? No, because let's take a look at the U.S. population census, and I'm going to tell you why he's pretty much, now that, of course, if you ladies go out there and vote, then this is the truth. But we don't know. The thing is, if women go out to vote at the numbers CNN is reporting, not even like a massive breakout for Kamala Harris, by the way, just by CNN's number, I'm going to prove to you why Donald Trump is guaranteed to lose. Guaranteed if y'all go out there and vote. Okay, that's the only guarantee. And Kamala Harris will be taking a massive landslide all across the country, getting way more than 300 electoral votes. Let's stick into this, okay? USA Facts. This is the population breakdown between the races. Now, why is this important? Because we are looking at white women. So, of course, white women has 2 parts to it. White and women, right? So let's take a look. On average, the United States in 2022, now it's 2024, I know going to be 2025, but this is about the best I can get. 2022, 58.9% over here are white. This is across the United States. What's the problem here? When you go to North Carolina, over here, whites are standing at 61.7%. Nationally, 58.9%. North Carolina is swing state. Now, probably similar results for Georgia, but let's talk about North Carolina now. 61.7%. Of course, we're talking about it because that's the state Joe Biden barely lost, and I think Kamala Harris will take North Carolina by storm. This is what I think now. 61.7% whites. That's about 2.8% more than the national. That's not the worst part, because remember, white women got 2 parts. I hate saying this, okay? White and women, okay? So let's take a look at the women part. And by the way, let's take a look at the male to female ratio by state. I think the national is something like 102 to 98 in terms of female to male, which if you flip it around, is 98 to 102. But over here, look at North Carolina and Georgia. Georgia is even more female dominated. North Carolina, 94.4 male to 105.6 female. So North Carolina is leading in both white against the national standard and female against the national standard. So it's a double lead. It's not a singular, it's a double lead. And when you take a look at the breakdown of male to female population demographic in North Carolina, this is North Carolina. You can check out all the links in the description. Every single one I'm showing, all there. Okay? Men and women are about the same. You know, they're more men. They're more young men. I assume they're going there to work, right? But we all know young people are very much underrepresented. Their turnout is not horrible, but there's a lot to be desired. But this is a trick, okay? Once you get into 55 and above, which is a massive block of all voters, women start leading in North Carolina. 50.8% are women, as according to men, in just population. This is not vote, but just population. 50.8 from age 55 to 59. Now, if you go to 60, 64, the female to male ratio increases, 51.5. If you go higher, 65 to 69, 52.8. And now you're going to 70 to 74, that's 53%. If you go to, where's this? 75 to 79, 54.9. And you just keep going. 58.5, 61, 69.1. The older population, they are reliably Republican. They are turning against Trump. That doesn't mean all of them are going to vote for Harris. Not all of the 6% drop are a direct translation to a 6% gain on the side of Harris. But I would assume a decent percentage of them would do that, right? And for all of you, Owen from Ohio, good morning. Is the chat working? Let's go. It's working. So this is the thing, okay? Donald Trump is losing white women. That's a double loss. They're losing the white part, which North Carolina has a national lead, and the women part, which North Carolina has a national lead yet again. And the older people who has larger turnout are occupied predominantly by women. So this is just overall just bad, just horrendous news. Now, let's take a look at North Carolina exit poll in 2020. Which of the best describes the area you live in? Suburban, small town, and whatever J.D. Vance did to piss off the suburban and small town women. Look at how much that is. These are not broken down by gender, but just in total. 38 plus 21, that's 59, that's 60%. 60% of where people live, they are trying to piss off. They have already pissed off by a huge margin now. 6% down. Now, of course, like I say, by right, it shouldn't even be close, right? By right, the white women vote should be something like at least 60 plus for Harris. Like, that's the bare minimum, okay? Because if you look at black women, it's like, 98 or 90 something? Like, it's above 90%. So, but of course, we aren't asking much, okay? Let's not ask too much of white women. But the thing is, that 6% swing is huge. Okay, let's take a look. By the way, for those of you who missed the live yesterday, this is the map that we were given. We were told this is what it looks like, which is not. But let's take it from 270 to win. What happens when every woman voted Democrat, every man voted Republican? So as what I'm saying, when the gender gap increases, who does it favor? And the answer is women by overwhelming amounts. And in fact, if what I say, which will never happen, but every time the gender gap expands, we're getting closer to that map. And that map is this map. If every woman went one side and every man went the other side, Harris or whoever that's taking it will win by 484 electoral votes against men's measly 54. So now we're talking about the gender gap is increasing and women are dropping Trump and white women, elderly white women are dropping Trump. This is crazy news. This is beyond belief. This is completely crushing. These are crushing numbers. Joseph Budry, welcome to the stream. Juna, no guess. So many registered Republican women are going to vote for Harris. You are so right. Perfect guy. Look, blind guy in the house. Hey, everyone. Women's power. It's a tsunami. Deborah C. Y'all are amazing. Dude, this is what I've been saying for such a long time. All these fake ass polls out here saying Donald Trump will win and win by a landslide. From where? If you look at North Carolina, again, let's run this back for the people who just came in. Okay, Donald Trump used to be winning white women by 6 to 7 points, okay? He won white women even more in Joe Biden's term than Hillary's term, okay? 7 points. Mitt Romney won by 9 points in 2012, okay? Now, as according to CNN, there's no way for me to verify if they're telling the truth, but this is what I see today. Actually, this was yesterday. Donald Trump, as of yesterday, is only winning this demographic by 1 point. That's a 6-point drop for the electorate nationally that makes up 36% of all voters are white women. And white men only make up 34%, okay? And guess what happens in a state like North Carolina, where Joe Biden barely lost by 77,000 votes, a very small margin. Look at the U.S. population census. In 2022, 58.9% of the people across the whole nation are white people. North Carolina, 61.7% of people are white. So North Carolina is leading the national standard, national average when it comes to white population. And when you look at North Carolina, again, if you look at all the states, North Carolina has 94.4 males to 105.6 female, which again leads the national standard, which is something like 98 to 102. So not only do North Carolina has more white people, it has more females. And obviously by the cross of those two, North Carolina has a huge number, a massive number of white women. And Donald Trump is losing 6 points. Off of a margin that's already close to 50, losing 6 towards 50. Like, this is insane, guys. Deborah C., I've been saying it too, relieved to find you, been telling people to chillax, but to still all go out there and get the vote. Exactly. For info, it's real close in Florida, lean Kamala. You guys are so right, Joseph. This is what I've been saying this all the time. It's so difficult to find people who are making sense. I'm so glad that all of you are here with me, because sometimes this solitude, this loneliness drives people crazy, and we must be here to support each other. Nick, same here. San Jose Boulevard in Jacksonville has a lot of Harris signs. Look, Kamala Harris is taking villages. She's taking villages. She's taking deep red counties in Florida. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I am not surprised. Like, call me surprised. No. I'm surprised that other people are surprised by this. I'm not. I think it's underperformed. I think white women shouldn't be 51 to 49. It should be like 35 to 65, and 65 being Harris. Like, black women are more than 90% pro-Harris. We're having the lowest of standards here, and even by that margin, Kamala Harris will win. I mean, by a huge amount. Hispanic man, black man, I mean, they aren't even going that much into Trump's favor. And in a swing state like North Carolina and Georgia, the white population, the women population, completely dominating every other single electoral group. And you're telling me Kamala Harris is going to lose Georgia? Maybe. There's anything could happen. We don't know. But with 15 days, 2 weeks down to election night, and we're receiving news such as Donald Trump went from 7-point lead in the largest electoral bloc by race and gender to just 1 point. Presumably a big proportion of that drop immediately adds to Kamala's tally as they are voting Kamala Harris. Now, okay, let's do a simple assumption, okay? Let's undercut Harris now, okay? Let's just undercut her, okay? Out of the 6 points that went to Harris, half of them are voting Harris, the other half are voting for no one. That's a huge undercut. I know most of them are activating to vote for Harris, but let's undercut her. You know what that means? The 3% that swapped from Trump to Harris is a double gain, because that's 3 points down from Trump, but 3 points up for Harris, because that's a 6-point differential, and plus the other half, the other 3% that is not voting Trump but also not voting Harris, that's a 9-point differential increase for Harris in the white women voting bloc. And 9% of 36% of the electorate, which is a undercount in North Carolina, because North Carolina have both more white people and more women. 9% of that, way more than 3% of the total electorate. That exchange of heads, that 7-point drop amounts to a 3% total gain for Kamala Harris, which more than makes up the gap between Biden and Trump. This is just from white women. Do you guys know white men are also converting to Kamala Harris? Because there's so many Republican men, old Republican men who are sick and tired of the anti-democracy nonsense that is being played endlessly by Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. There are so many lifelong Republicans that has never voted, never, ever one time voted Democrat for the 60 years that they have ever voted, are now voting Kamala Harris. Let me scrub the chat here. Big D man, keep telling everyone, go out and vote. Go out there. Kitty Power. Love this guy. Love you. Thank you all for coming in. Juna Nogus. Harris signs in Jacksonville. Harris sign closer to Alabama than Dade County law. Please, women, in the name of Jesus, please vote for Harris. Go out there and vote. Go out there and vote. John Scott, thank you for coming in. Like, look at the gap. Let me run down that number again, because y'all, okay, let me bring my handy notepad, okay? Look, Donald Trump, over here, it says 36% of all voters, not population, it's voters. They say it's voters, okay? It's voters. Are white women, okay? Now, Donald Trump went from 7 points in Biden's time to just 1 point yesterday, according to CNN. That's a 6-point decrease in the electorate. That is 36%. Now, let's do this, okay? Now that's 6 points down. 6 points down. 6 points down for Trump. But out of the 6 points down, let's say only 50% of the 6, which is 3, are now voting for Harris, okay? Let's say the other 50 just not voting. Given this math, the 3% that's voting for Harris is first a 3% down from Trump anyway, because they're not voting Trump. They're now voting for Harris, and that's a 3 for Harris and 3 down Trump. And the 50% that's not voting is another 3 down Trump. And this, by the way, this is probably going to be like 70 to 30. Like, if we are honest, okay? If we're honest, it's probably this number. But let's undercut Harris in every aspect we can to give a really, really conservative estimate, okay? By this margin, it'll be 9 points up in differential for Harris for white women nationwide. And we've undercut, honestly, it's probably like 10, 11 points. And now, again, let me reiterate, North Carolina has more white people, 61.7%, than the U.S. population in general, which is 58.9%. And then North Carolina has more women than men, way more than the number, which is already, by the way, more women than men in U.S. is a well-known fact. But North Carolina has 94.4 male to 105.6 female. That's way more than the state average, than the national average, which is something like 98 to 102. You can check me on that. But it's definitely a lot higher than North Carolina. In fact, North Carolina is 44. Like, how many? It's like the bottom 10 in terms of male to female ratio. And Georgia is like even further down. It's even and whatever happened in Georgia with I forgot her name, Amber I forgot her name. Sorry about that. And the abortion cruelty that's happening in Georgia. You think white women won't turn against Trump? These are national margins. 1 point is a national. Okay? With all these places with abortion on ballot or where abortion is a top issue at least, what are the margins now? 9%. This is like such an undercount, okay? It's probably like 12 points, but let's just keep it 9 points given everything I said, all the demographic breakdown, okay? Let's just say it's 9 points. 9%, 9 point of the 36, okay, let me cut this out. 9% of the 36, so 9 divided by 100, which is 9%, times 36 is 3.24%. Okay, so that makes sense. This decrease in Trump when it comes to white women, it's a 3.24% net increase for Kamala Harris in North Carolina, which is a gross undercount. It's probably like very close. It's probably something very near to 4% increase in North Carolina. And I suspect in Georgia it's even worse. And this number, you're telling me we're going to lose Georgia where Joe Biden won, and we're not going to win North Carolina where he only lost by 1.3%? Guys, tell me I'm wrong about my numbers. Tell me. Where am I wrong about my numbers? Counterintuitive. Let me go through the comments. Let me go through the chat. Camille Rodden. Sorry. We need to show Trump that women will decide for themselves what will happen with their bodies, period. In today, we don't, and that's exactly true. Look, we are not going back to the times of Jim Crow. We're not going back. Camille, y'all gonna go out there and vote and dominate and completely crush them. Counterintuitive. Why aren't we talking more about why aren't more MSM channels talking? I don't know. Because, like, look, I don't want to make a whole conspiracy. Every time, whatever news about women coming into the mainstream, ain't nobody talk about it. It's like a little fizz and it just fades out. But when it comes to Hispanic men, everyone panics about Hispanic men. Black men not voting. Panic. Massive panic. Every time it's men, white men, panic. It's all panic. But when it comes to women taking a larger stride than any of these combined, we don't hear nothing about it. I think, look, I don't want to point fingers, but I think there's a systematic, institutionalized attempt to silence and keep women's voices down. Do you agree? Agree? If you agree, send me a heart. If you agree, send me a heart. Because all these numbers, like this is a huge news. Ain't nobody talking about this. I don't see no millions of views on this. Deborah C. Yeah, a non-vote is, in terms of a margin, a margin for Kamala. Donovan Carter, he's scared of losing Florida. Dude, he's so scared. He's finally trying to campaign that Quinn Glover outperforming where? He's outperforming nowhere. Deborah C. Simisola, Mados, women power, vote blue, let's go. Exactly. Black men are, a lot of black men, like, guys, a lot of black men are saying this to, like, as indication that, they're not voting Kamala or Trump. Okay, even if they don't vote for Kamala Harris, there's no way they're voting Trump. Like, you have to think, but there's no incentive. Like, maybe they're pissed off about Harris, but damn no, they're not voting Trump. Fox Sparrow, how is the blue wall holding? Will it hold? I have no issues with the blue wall. Colin Grossman, any information, is she still winning? Guys, okay, Alan Lichtman, with his 13 keys, have already said Kamala Harris is winning, given that y'all go out there and vote. Okay? Stop tuning in to find out if Harris is winning. Because Harris is winning. We're just here to convince people, all those doomers, who keep saying she's on the verge or could lose. We're just here to convince them, by the numbers, you are wrong. Okay? No, we are not. You guys aren't tuning into detailed therapy to think about the question, is Kamala Harris winning? You're here tuning in to see how and how much Kamala Harris is winning. So let's set that straight. I answered your question. Kamala Harris is nowhere near losing this. Not even close. Not even close, guys. And again, for those of y'all who came in late, Donald Trump, 7 points up in white women in 2020 in Biden's time, only now up 1. Yesterday, okay, according to CNN. We don't know if this is true. We'll find out in 2 weeks. 36% of all voters, not population, voters, nationwide are white women. Even white men are only 34%. U.S. population data, statewide, nationwide, 58.9% are white. In North Carolina, 61.7% are white. According to state demographic polls, North Carolina has 94.5 male per 105.6 female, which is way across the national averages of 98 to 102, somewhere along that lines. Okay, and Georgia has even more female dominated. North Carolina has a complete crushing advantage when it comes to older women and older voting bloc, reliably Republican for as long as Republicans were there. And look at how dominating women are once you go up and up the age ladder. Once you cross 55 years old, it's just pure dominance. Pure dominance. All of these, summing up to the little math we did just now, I'll do it again. 6% down for Trump. Okay, could be broken down in 2 ways. Okay, one, that's 50% of the 6% down, which is 3 voting Harris. Okay, and the other 50%, which is another 3, not voting at all. Okay, the 3 voting for Harris is first losing 3 for Trump and then voting for Harris, which is 6. Okay, and the 3 is, well, it's 3. Now that's 9. Okay, now that's 9% down. Okay, or rather up for Harris. Okay, now let's take a look. 9% up. By the way, 50-50 is not fair. It's probably like 75 to 25, but we'll not go that far, okay? Because I don't want people to say we're out there, spreading exaggerated messages. No exaggerations. Pure math, okay? 9% up for Harris. 9% of 36%, which is again an undercount because 36% is the nationwide female voter electoral bloc, and North Carolina has not only more white, but more women by significant margins. So it's not even 36, we're probably like 38% or something. Never mind that. We'll undercut Harris for every breakdown, every part of the breakdown, we'll undercut Harris like mad. We'll just cut her down, okay? We'll be Republican for once. Oh, by the way, Republicans not necessarily voting for Trump by as much as margin they did in 2020, but never mind. 9% up for Harris. 9% of 36% equals what? Let's do simple math. Oh, we already got it here. It's 3.24%. Okay? This is a 3.24% pure vote up for Harris. How much did Biden lose in North Carolina? That's 49.9 minus 48.6. That's 1.3%. Biden lost by 1.3%. And this is an undercount, right? Obviously, I would say anywhere up to 4% even. And now we're not talking about Republican men, okay, going up for Harris. We're not talking about that. We're not even talking about that. And you think we're going to lose North Carolina, and then we look at Georgia, which has more women than even North Carolina, which may or may not have even more women than more white people than North Carolina, but definitely are very much pissed off about the abortion deaths that has happened. And imagine fathers losing their daughters that way. And people are saying the state that Biden already won, and now we will be losing? How? Give me an explanation. How? How, guys? Samba, good morning, Patriots from Miami, Florida. Y'all are such amazing people. Oh, you were asking, Kamala outperforming Biden? I would say almost everywhere because women are pissed off. Quinn Glover, women are pissed off. I think he's probably going to outperform everywhere. I'm on U.S. time now, but living Australia, obsessed with this election. Look, this election, I would say, George Fleming, tomorrow my wife and I will be voting blue in the Villages, Florida. This is what I'm saying. I'm not sure if you will hear George. I literally said this like at the beginning of the stream. Watch the playback. I covered quite a lot of things at the beginning. I literally said there's so much news, all these TikToks and Instagram posts, videographic evidence of the villages in Florida, specifically Florida, turning out huge with signs and golf trails, truck trails for Kamala Harris. And some deep red counties are openly on the street, campaigning for Kamala Harris. This is in Florida, by the way. Like, her chances of flipping Florida before like 2 weeks ago, I say it's like something like 20 to 30% at most. Now I'm saying Trump is the person who has to flip Florida back. Look. Huge Harris. Look, St. Augustine, a small city, and huge Harris march. Like, we know Harris people are not the marching on the streets people. And if this were to happen, and in Florida, imagine what it's like in Miami-Dade. And just imagine. Or rather, don't imagine, vote. Don't imagine, vote. When we vote, it's a seal. It's in the bag. And what about Cimarron County, where you are from? I'm not so sure about that. I don't have those numbers. There's so much anger about Trump taking senior citizen healthcare entitlements away. Oh my God. Angry women in golf carts are going to seal the democracy for us. It's true. and all his things about taking away the ACA, Affordable Care Act, wanting to cut Obamacare, all these things are going to come back and haunt him. I mean, again, we take a look at North Carolina. We have seen this map so many times, I can almost remember where every city is. Okay? Charlotte, Biden won. The thing is, these places, Rowan County, Biden lost. Okay? Davidson County lost. Johnson County lost. Sampson County lost. These parts were like a decent amount of votes. Harnett lost. Randolph, Alamance, like all places Biden lost. Biden won Chatham. Okay, Montgomery, all these areas, Moore County. They got population here. Stanley County, huge losses for Biden. All these places are gonna go blue. Okay, like they are already trending blue from 2016 to 2020. You look at this. Biden went up in Wake County, where Raleigh is, from 57 of Clinton to 62 of Biden. Where Durham is, even at 78%, he went up to 80%. Right? In Orange County, 73 to 75. Okay, even in Alamance, where he lost, went from 42 to 45. Greensboro, at Guilford, 58 to 61. Forsyth, 53 to 56. Like Davidson, 24 to 7. These are places he lost, by the way. He lost these places. At Rowan, 30 to 31. Outside of Charlotte, Cabras, 38 to 44. And Charlotte itself, in Mecklenburg, 62 to 67. Like, he's winning this entire boomerang stretch. Like, massive blue shift in North Carolina. And it's going to shift even more blue. And some of these other, like, more rural places with suburban and rural women, they ain't having it. A lot of the elderly women, they ain't having it. They're on right now. They are on the game right now. And people are saying, we're going to lose Georgia? Really? Really? If North Carolina looks like this, we're going to lose Georgia, where Biden won? Insane. Like, these people are insane. Tish, can we imagine America so no longer being a democracy. Exactly. A lot of these Republican guys, older Republican men, for the very first time in their entire life, voting down ballot for the Democrats. Very reassuring in the American. Barbara, the American people are waking up to the hate, division, animosity, and anger that is fueled by Trump, Trumpism, and his MAGA lunatics. Okay? We're all waking up. We're waking up to it. Wild heart. I keep saying women are underestimated, especially about our rights taken from us. Look, Brit here. A wild heart. I'm gonna go on that point later on. Penguin 95. Brit here. Praying hard for a blue wave across the board for Americans' sake and Europe. Seriously. So much of American politics is affecting Europe in the worst possible way. But fret not. This time, it's going to be a blue tsunami. If women go out there to vote, together with their husbands, together with all these Republican men who are sick and tired of their democracy being taken away. Like, seriously, guys, David Bosworth, they make it sound like DeSantis won by big. No, yeah, exactly. He won because the opponent was a punk. You are so right, David. Plus disability rights. Take away, oh my God, Colin, you just brought out another voting block. Colin, you should be here with me commentating. John Scott, Blue Wave, Blue Love, let's go. Barbara, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Robin Smith, love this channel, telling like it is. And trust voters, not be complacent. Thank you. You like Midas Touch? Look, Midas Touch and I are like the only two channels out here who's telling y'all the numbers and telling y'all we are winning hard. Okay, if we go out there to vote, I've mentioned Mr. Pac-Man so many times, okay? Look, like I said, he's a kind-hearted man, but he's so easily manipulated by the media, he's not even aware of it. 2 days ago, he just posted a video that said he's being canceled by the left, or something like that. It's not verbatim, because people are unsubscribing from him because he's out here dooming. And look, there are people who's unsubscribing from him because they don't like the doom, right? But another thing is, he keep telling people the polls, but he never dig into the top lines and the crosstabs of the polls and find Atlas Intel, a 3-star pollster, put 60% of black voters voting for Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Look, that's literally numerically impossible. It's numerically impossible. I'm not saying it's electoral. No, because 95%, like something like 95 to 98%, or some crazy number like that, of black women are voting for Kamala Harris. Now, there are fewer black men than black women, unfortunately, due to all these homicides and black-on-black crime, which is horrible. But look, if black women make up more than 50% and they're near entirely voting for Kamala Harris, how can black men possibly make up the remaining 50%? Even if they vote 100% for Donald Trump, they still could not make black votes be 60% in Pennsylvania. It's numerically impossible. It's numerically, I'm not saying it's electoral, it's numerically impossible. That Atlas Intel poll is numerically impossible. Mathematically impossible. And that's a 3-star poll being put in Pennsylvania? Seriously? And in New York Times, Siena College, they got, because you guys want me to go back. I'm not going back to 538. I'm not going to give them one more click, okay? I'm not going back. We're not going back. Look, they put Florida at plus 14 after the botched hurricane response by Donald Trump and the fact he got crushed in the presidential debate. And they put in plus 14, even worse than Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, or worse than Utah. Is Florida that red? New York Times, Siena? And not even about all these other polls. Okay, Rasmussen was literally found to be coalescing with the Trump campaign. Even 538, even Nick Silver has to take them down. But guess what? They have surrogate polls like ActiveVote and Insider Advantage. I forgot, maybe it's these two, but they still got, maybe it's not. They still got surrogate polls on 538 right now, flooding the polling aggregate. And they got Donald Trump literally sponsoring his own poll. Literally, go to 5. Okay, don't go to 538. Don't give them traffic. It literally says sponsor Donald Trump. And it's all flooding the aggregate. And David Pacman is like, Mr. Pacman is like, according to the polls, we're losing. No shit, Mr. Pacman. Like, what are you talking about? People are canceling you because you actively present false. These are false information. You're presenting the false information. You're telling people, don't attack the messenger. Yeah, I mean, unless you're a messenger of blatantly false information. Like, seriously. Like, Pacman, I like you so much. You're like my favorite YouTuber on the left because you're a nice man. You're a gentleman. I mean, gentleman's a gentleman and also a gentleman. Like, you are an amazing human being, but you can't be pulled into this. You can't be impressionable at the most critical of time. You got so many subscribers. You got so many views. You can't afford to do this. Dig into the crosssteps for once. Please. And all these blue-leaning posters are garbage too. Quinnipiac put Pennsylvania at +6 in like mid-September or is it late August? At that point, Kamala Harris was definitely not +6 in Pennsylvania. And Bloomberg polls with morning consult pulling her like +8 in Michigan or something like at that time. Now, maybe it would happen as a result. I don't know. But like clearly, nearly every poster out there on 530 are biased as heck. Like, whether it's red or blue, these people are just completely, just so biased. They're so biased. And they tell us nonsense like, oh, we got small sample size. Look, what type of excuse is that? Like, bro, that's your job. Your job as a pollster is to make sure you secure enough sample size to represent your poll. What y'all be talking about? That's like a painter, a renovator coming into a house to paint your walls, and you come back home from a long working day seeing only half the wall is painted, and then when you ask him what the hell was going on, he say, well, I ran out of paint because I don't got enough paint. Bro, that's your job. Your job as a painter is to make sure you have enough paint before you start painting the walls. Can you imagine an anesthesian like coming into the surgeon's office and then halfway through the patient like just woke up in the middle of the operation screaming, blood spurting everywhere, heart, like arteries, the atriums are exploding, dying in excruciating pain. And then when she faces the justice, when she faces the jury, when she faces the judge, she's like, well, there wasn't enough anesthetics to go around. Then why the hell did you approve the operation? Now, all these excuses, like, your job as a pollster is to make sure you get a representative size before you post your results on the polling aggregate. What type of garbage excuse is that? Fernando Pina, David Pacman is very analytical, but it frustrated me that he doesn't break down the polls. Exactly. You have to look into the polls. You can't just take whatever number they throw you. Kazu, appreciate your thoughtful and funny analysis. Damn common sense. Damn common sense hasn't been around in the US or in the world for how long already? Jeez. Kitty Power. You're gonna stop freaking out Trumpism? Look, Kitty Power. Exactly what I'm saying. Okay? MC Archangel, since COVID at least way too long. If you want to stop Trumpism and freaking out over it, very simple. Very simple. One thing you have to do, crush him at the ballot box. Because if Kamala Harris won by a hair, if Kamala Harris won anywhere less than Biden has won, you know what they're going to do? You know what GOP is going to do? They're going to think, you know what? Maybe in 2028, the MAGAs still got a chance. And then y'all have to endure another 4 years of these MAGA lunatics trying to mess with y'all during Harris's campaign, during Harris's presidency. And then at 2028, you're going to have another round of worries. Another time when y'all are here with me doing detailed therapy. You guys want that? Look, I want your views, okay? I love your views, but I don't want that to happen. Let's only do this one time. Can we? I don't want y'all returning at 2028 wearing the same thing. Let's do this once. Let's seal it once and for all. Can we do this? JJ Warner, speak the truth. Do you vote in state? Of course I do, but obviously, we don't got no mega lunatics. We don't got literal Nazis out here on the streets. Seriously, like, y'all got serious problems out here. And you're giving them a chance? Ain't no chance out here. Ain't no chance, guys. Now we got 200 viewers. Let me run it back. This is the 4th time I'm doing it. Watch the playback. I went through in very much detail at the beginning too, okay? Listen. Pay attention. Donald Trump was up 7 points in 2020 in Biden's election. Now, yesterday, according to CNN, down just 1 point in the entire white women voting bloc nationwide. Donald Trump, or rather, 36% of all voters, not population, voters, are white women. Okay, even white men are 34%. Look at U.S. population census, nationwide, 58.9% of people are white. Okay, in North Carolina, where Biden barely lost, 61.7% are white. Okay, you look at the male to female ratio in North Carolina, 94.4 male to 105.6 female, almost a 10% gap. Wait, that's more than 10% gap. That's like 11-point gap in terms of just population, male to female population in favor of females. Georgia is even further down the list against a national of maybe 98 to 102. Okay? North Carolina, exit polls, suburban and small town, where suburban women are pissed off. Small town women in Florida are coming out. Village women are coming out for Harris, holding up Harris signs and parading for Harris. And let's go, where was it? Presidential election. Joe Biden lost by 1.3%. Another round of math. 6% down for Trump. Okay, let's assume that's 3% of the 6%. I mean, 50% of it, which is 3 voting for Harris, 3 not voting for anyone. Okay, that 3 voting for Harris is first 3 down for Trump and then voting for Harris. So the 6 plus 3, 9% up for Harris in white women. 9% of 36% is 3.24%. And of course, all the undercounts from race-wise, gender-wise, age-wise, residential-wise could bump all the way up to 4%. Okay? In net vote increase for Harris in terms of differential, where Biden performing the worst, one of the worst for white women, only lost in 1.3%. Where despite him performing worse, he still won more than Hillary did. Do you guys understand the blue tsunami that's washing over some of these southern states? Do you guys understand this? I wish they put me on MSNBC to debate some of these other posters. I wish they would do that. But I got like 3K subs and barely breaking 10K views every live, while all these fear-baiting people out there getting millions of views. Fear get way more views than positivity and facts. I know I'm in the losing ground when it comes to views and subscribers and super chats and comments and shares. I know. But I want to keep my journalistic integrity and keep the world positive and hopeful. And guess what it is? Barbara, there's a show in Netflix called Memes to Mayhem. Come on. Like, Barbara, I know that. Like, these people are just insane. Like, the MAGA crowd, they are insane. Okay? Robin Smith, Vote Blue, JJ Warner, MC Archangel. I saw MT at least start talking about in early voting and positively. Like, they are just, I don't want to say no nothing. We just do our own thing. How about let's do our own thing. We say nothing, but let's just do our own thing. Is that okay? Because I'm sick and tired of the mainstream. They're out there for fear. Look, several weeks back, of 1 month, 2 months back, I was the one saying Trump has a chance, okay? But my mind got changed once I was exposed to the facts. Once I realized these posters are lying pieces of S. Okay, and I was like, you know what? These polls, whether it be blue or red, are dumb. Because it literally makes no sense mathematically. It could not be mathematically true. The numbers won't ever add up. And I was like, you know what? Let's look at past actual votes. Let's look at early votes. Let's look at populations, like slices of the demographic. None of them are saying Trump is winning. And I was like, wait, what are all these left tubers fear-mongering about? Even Alan Lichtman was like, who predicted the past 44 years, 11 election cycles. God, all of them right, other than Al Gore, which is, they rigged it. They actually rigged it, okay? They actually rigged it. He was right for 44 years in a row. And he's saying Kamala Harris will win. And all these left tubers who don't even look at the crosstabs, who don't even look at the top lines, who just look at 538, Nate Silver, and Polly Marquez with Crypto Bros, who are one dumber than the other. And they're saying, oh my God, Kamala Harris is losing. What? They got millions of subs, tens of millions of views. I got 10K. I got 3K subs. Like, this is insane. Do you guys realize how much of the media is biased against truth and biased against positivity and is pro-fear, pro-falsehood, pro-fake news, literally made up news, pro-scandals? Like, all these things are garbage. Look at the real numbers. Like and share. Thank you for sharing. Get my word out. We got 15 days, 2 weeks, and a day. We can do this. We can do this. Flip it all. I heard good news about Oklahoma. The Democrats are pumping money to Oklahoma. I mean, we are winning. But we're not winning hard enough to convince them to not try this garbage again in 2028. We have to win by a massive landslide. Not just like, look, all these people are saying like this is a landslide. Like, again, like these left tubers with their garbage ass low standards because they are looking at fear-baiting news. This is not a landslide. This is called performing on average. Joe Biden, a meek, averagey Democrat, is just an average politician Democrat. Almost got this in 2020 against an incumbent. This is not a landslide. This is the average. This is not a landslide. John Scott, thank you for the super chat. You're the first in super chat in the stream. And that's a lot. Don't feel like $5 don't mean nothing. And all the people who got your PayPal tips or super chat on your fingertip, don't feel like that $1, $2 won't help. Because when people come back and watch, and they see that, you know what, positivity supports other people who are positive, they go like, you know what? Actually, we're not a small community. We're not a community that won't do anything about it. Yarimo, my thumbnail says landslide. I'm going to show you what the real landslide is. Y'all ready for it? I'm going to show you what real... This is not a landslide, okay? This is average. This is after Roe got overturned after January 6th. All these left tubers saying this is a landslide. What is this? This is a lot. If Kamala Harris got this, she underperformed. This, flipping Florida, is average. This is average. Okay? This is average. Okay? Taking Texas, slightly better than average. This is not like if this happens, which is possible, and all the mainstream media goes, oh my God, it's a complete blowout. It's not a blowout. This is just a slight overproof. It's not a blowout. Guys, we got such low standards, we call this a blowout. Because all the media's been telling us it's blowout. Roe got overturned, which is the number one concern of Texan women. And democracy. A lot of Texan men, yeah, of course they care about gas prices. But a lot of these older Republican types, they are principled people. I disagree with their policies. I disagree with their morals. I disagree on religion. I disagree when it comes to race. But when it comes to principles, these Republicans got better principles than the Democrats. We have to admit this. And when democracy is threatened in the land of the free, in the Lone Star state of Texas, And it flips where there's 6-week abortion ban in Florida and a botched hurricane response reminding people how Donald Trump botched COVID. Like, and this is called a massive historic blowout. Guys, ridiculous. Soap Girl, thank you. Hit me with the super chat. Hit me with the super chat. Sorry, a Texan. Thank you, MC. I'm gonna like all of you. Why did I call it landslide? Because that's what they call it. If I put 389, ain't nobody clicking because they assume, oh my god, you're crazy. Terrence Bradfield, nobody wants to see the actual numbers. That's not going. Barbara, thank you. Robin, thank you. You are all so amazing. You are all so amazing. This is why I say, look at the amount of hype in a live stream with a YouTuber with 3K subs, only 200 views, and there's this amount of energy and enthusiasm. And people are saying Kamala Harris may lose. I try to send a super chat and don't work. It's okay, Deborah. All I want to know is everyone's out here supporting each other and positivity, not going back. We ain't no going back, people. We ain't no going back. So much enthusiasm in places like Florida, like in deep red places, in deep red counties, Texas. People are pissed off about Gen 6. And Austin, like major metropolitan areas, Austin, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, even places like El Paso. Like everyone's looking at this like, we can't take another Trump term. Like we cannot have it. This is the map. We should be like, okay, if Kamala gets this on election night, we're allowed to open one bag of chips. No champagnes, okay? If she got this, we can open one bag of chips. Just one bag for the whole family, okay? You got kids? You got 3 kids? No, one bag. I know they feel like potato chip bags with like 90% air, but hey, one bag. You got a wife? You got your family? You got uncle coming in? You got a mother and father all coming in? You got 3 kids? One bag. If we got this, no champagnes, one bag of chips for the whole family, okay? This is meek. You have to understand the issues. Like, stop thinking about past elections. Like, stop thinking of the Biden man. Y'all are trapped in 2016. Y'all are shell-shocked. Ain't it right? That's like, what, 8 years ago, 9 years ago? What y'all doing, man? Come on. Come on, man. All these issues. Look at all the issues. Every single issue is against Trump. Like, Trump, like, hasn't he lost the issue on economy, too? And now his only point is immigration. And guess who the immigrants are voting for? Come on, man. Kevin, $10. Thank you for helping me keep some sanity in these final weeks. Just as the past few elections, like Democrats are underrepresented. And Democrats are like, we got this like we're gonna lose type energy. Do you feel that some Nikki Haley voters, which is will swap for Harris? Look, I'm gonna answer all these questions. Kitty, $9.99. Thank you. I'm gonna answer your question. Can we Kazu, thank you for the $9.99. Can we go to the Nikki Haley map? Let's go. Dave Beiser, Aussie, agree. Can we go to the Nikki Haley map? Cause do y'all want to go there? Cause let's go there. We can do it live. I didn't got it set up, but I look at it so many times. Do you want to do that? 2020, 2024 Republican primary. Let's do that. Let's look at the Haley votes. Let's have some of that. Okay, there we go. Oh, by the way, Haley won Vermont. Okay, I mean, that's better than nothing. I mean, it's against Trump. North Carolina. 250,000 votes for Haley in a primary against Donald Trump. These numbers are insane. By the way, okay, again, let's go back. You know what I did these numbers? How I did it the last time? Okay, let me open you. I'm not gonna close it. We can come back to this, guys. I'm gonna do a breakdown. I'm gonna do a breakdown. Okay, I'm gonna do a breakdown. Let's go. Okay, simple math. Let's assume most of these Haley voters, because at this time, it was Biden in the race. So at this time, this number almost pretty much represents about 1 million people voting for Trump in the primary, because not many of these people are going to vote for Biden, okay? Biden was Sleepy Joe, okay, at that time. After he retired, after he basically passed the torch, he has sort of recovered his vitality a bit. But at that time, okay, most of these Haley voters are probably going to be Trump voters, okay? Can we accept that premise? If we can, let's do this. North Carolina, how many votes did Trump get, okay? That's 2,758,775. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take that number, 2,758,775, divided by the sum of these votes, by the sum of the primary votes, okay? Which would take a proportion of how much would an actual account of Nikki Haley voters be, okay? 793,978 plus 250,838, and close the bracket, 2.6, which means fewer. The primaries represent 2 times fewer than actual results in 2020. Okay, so let's apply this number to the Haley votes, okay, which is 250,838. So a real representative size of actual Haley voters at that point in time, which is not gonna vote for Biden, okay? Pretty much not, okay? 662,323 votes, okay? 662,323, okay? 662,323. Let's clean up the decimal points, okay? These will be proportionally the representative number. Let's just say we take a very small percentage of the people who are voting Biden, and now some of them are voting Harris. Look, I'm not even going to do the math. A smallest percentage of this swing will easily make up the 77,000 Biden lost. I don't even need to do the math because this number is huge. Seriously, guys, details 16 days left today. Oh, right, because y'all are living in another time zone. Vote for the vice president, which is Tim Walz. Harris, Walz, 2024. This is going to make our country so great. Remember what they said? Harris afraid to do interviews? She went on Fox and destroyed Brett Baer. He tried to bait him, like how she baited Trump in the debate, and she didn't take it. She schooled him. She schooled Brett Baer. That was what happened. And actually, if I remember correctly, the Fox interview was it was the highest rated segment in all of the 21st, I think, in all of the 21st century. I think that was the highest rated, segment. Trump is he's not even going on Fox to debate Kamala Harris. He turned down 60 minutes. Which historically, no candidate in my mind, I remember, has ever turned down a 60 minutes interview. And Trump turned down 60 minutes. He turned down an interview. He turned down a debate on Fox, out of all places. And before that, he turned down many other debates too. I think Trump also turned down an interview with CNN. All of these, Trump is polling under 50% in Ohio. Oh my God, it's over. It is gone. It is so gone. If he's doing that in Ohio, Iowa is taken. You can. She's the top litigator. I like how you use that word. You can stump her. Harris is trumping Trump, bro. She was fabulous on Fox. He lost. And by the way, he wasn't an interviewer. He was a debater. He tried to debate her and got crushed. Think about that. Deborah C., once in Seattle, coming U.S. Victory Lap. Guys, can y'all sponsor me a ticket from Singapore to Washington, D.C. to watch Kamala Harris's inauguration ceremony? Okay, I'm just kidding, okay? I would really love to do that. And seriously, I would love to do that. I want to be there. North Carolina, look, Haley voter, I forgot who brought it up. It's gone, man. Like, how can someone say North Carolina and Georgia are going to Trump? And someone over here said, look, if Ohio is taken, guess what's going to be taken? Iowa's going to be taken. Maine 2nd District. Maybe even Alaska. Like, if Ohio, okay, there are some glass ceilings, okay, that once you pop, you'll bring along some other places. Likely, okay, not guaranteed. If you pop North Carolina, you're popping Georgia, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, right? If you pop, okay, let's go from the minimum to the maximum, okay? If you pop the Wisconsin seating, you're taking the blue wall, which is already a win for Kamala Harris. So what are these idiotic left tubers saying she's gonna lose? How can she lose? How? I'm screeching like a banshee because I'm mad. I am angry. Once she pops Wisconsin, she's taking the blue wall, right? Because the other 2 states are more likely than Wisconsin. That's already a win. And then if she pops Arizona, she's definitely taking Nevada, right? So that's a second glass ceiling. And if she pops if she pops North Carolina, she's taking Georgia because Georgia was a win for Joe Biden. Okay? Florida is on its own. Florida is its own tier, okay? Texas, okay? If she pops Texas, she takes Florida, right? But Texas is 1 tier below Ohio. If she pops Ohio, she's taking Iowa. And lastly, if she's popping Alaska, she will take Maine's 2nd District. It's very simple. And some people are saying massive amounts going into Oklahoma. If she pops Oklahoma, she's going to take Kansas and Missouri. Like, guys, seriously. Okay, let's order it by tier. Should I do a states tier list? Electoral tier list? Should I do that, guys? Should I do that? Kevin, I was disappointed that Biden withdrew. Yeah, I know. I saw that. AJS mother just needed a dose of positivity. Love you, man. Love you all. Should I do a tier list? Dude, Joe Biden is a national hero, man. Like, people be giving him all types of flack. That's unfair. C. Maller, thank you for showing up. That's way more than the blue wall. I mean, Indianapolis, and I don't know. I know it won't matter. No, it matters. Rofitius, Maximus, every vote matters. Every vote counts. Never count yourself out. We are powerful once we get together. It wasn't it Joe Biden who said in the DNC, there's nothing we can't do if we do it together. There's nothing we can't do. Get out there. I'm rooting for you, Maximus. I'm rooting for you. Do a tier list. Manuel or Cadenas, do a tier list. I am going to do it live. I'm going to do it right now with 200 viewers watching. Tia Michelle, hi. From Barbados, rooting for Kamala. Thank you. Jason Fu, yes. All of the people. Let's do a tier list right now, okay? Let's do a tier list. Okay, so we will do it in this format. If she breaks the leftmost state in the tier list, if she breaks that state, she breaks the entire thing after. Okay, so it's Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Okay, this is tier 10 or something. Let's call it tier 7, okay? By the way, if she wins the lowest tier, she would have won the election anyway. By winning, this is the keystone. This is the keystone of the tier, okay? Tier 6 is Arizona. Okay, Arizona and Nevada. Okay, did I misspell it? Nevada. Guys, let's do this right now, okay? Can you guys see this? I'm not sure. I think you should be able to see it, okay? If you can't, tell me. Tier 5. Okay, it's going to be North Carolina with Georgia. Okay? So if she takes the wing state of the tier, she naturally takes everything else in that tier, right? And if she takes Arizona, obviously she's going to take Nevada. If she takes North Carolina, where Biden lost, and Georgia with all the abortion issues stacking up and voter suppression, people are being pissed off with voter suppression, she's going to take Georgia, okay? Tier 4, it's Florida in its own, okay? Florida on its own, okay? And Tier 3 is Texas on her own, okay? Tier 2 is Ohio, which is also takes Iowa, okay? Just Tier 2, and Tier 1 is Alaska with Maine 2nd District. Okay, this is the tier list. Okay, the rule is very simple. If she wins the higher tier, she's going to take everything in the lower tier plus everything in it. If she takes the wing of that tier, she takes everything else in that tier. Okay, which means, thank you. I came up with this literally off of the dome. Will the Beast 96. Thank you for the comment. Okay, look, East Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for your vote, Manuel Cardenas. If she takes Wisconsin, clearly she's taking Michigan, Pennsylvania, okay, Donald Trump has to pretty much take all 7 tiers to win the election. Kamala Harris takes Wisconsin, GG's. Because she's taking the other 2, that's 270 exactly. And that wins. Okay? If she takes Arizona, she's going to take Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? If she takes North Carolina, she's going to take Georgia too. And of course, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Okay? So it works like a tier. It's how far you breach into the blue. Right? You agree with my grouping here? Deborah C., thank you. Like, it's how much you eat into their furthest red state. Now, of course, there could exist a possibility where she takes these 2 and maybe lose Arizona. Right? It's possible. But very unlikely. If she takes Florida, do y'all agree she takes everything else below? Right? You agree, right? If she takes Texas, do you agree she takes everything below? If she takes Ohio, do you think she's going to take Iowa and everything else below? Right? If she takes Alaska, do you think she's going to take Maine 2nd District and everything below? This is the tier list. What we want to watch is what is the furthest red state Kamala Harris will win. Because if she wins somewhere in Ohio, she's going to take everything else. Right? Does that make sense? 24% of registered Florida voters did not vote in 2020. A lot of them are going to vote. And we know who they're voting for. Okay? Georgia is mad and fire up. So is North Carolina. Alaska, Maine, like, if we let her win Florida, it's going to be a 349. Okay? 389 for Texas. I think it's way above 400. And here's like 420 something. History in the making. Rosa said on Ruby could walk. So Kamala can run. Thank you. Thank you. If the Ruby states turn blue, turn sapphire, it's over. Screeching like a banshee. I think you're from the south. 24% Florida voters are angry. Oh my God. DeSantis and Rick Scott, Ted Cruz, Mark Robinson, these people gotta go. They gotta go. Gotta go, and go. Okay? We're gonna wash them out with the blue tsunami. Okay? Let's do a tier list electoral. Okay? Tier list electoral. I think I got it memorized, okay? If she takes tier 7, which is the minimum, she already wins the election. Okay? Give her the worst tier, she already wins the election. If she takes tier 6, which is Arizona and Nevada, that's 287. If she takes North Carolina, that's 319. By this point, she has outperformed Biden. Give her tier 4, which is Florida, and that is 349. Barely overperforming Obama's second run against Mitt Romney. If she takes Texas, she will have taken over Obama's run against McCain. And if she takes Ohio, which takes Iowa, she will be the first person to hit above 400 electoral votes in the 21st century. No, actually, no. Did George Bush hit this? I think he did. Or at least this is the biggest Democratic win for a very long time. And if she takes Alaska, she would take Maine's 2nd district, which puts her at 416. Oh, guys, I forgot one more tier. I forgot. It just came to mind. Some people were telling me Oklahoma. Wait. Is it Oklahoma? Yeah. Oklahoma is possibly, Democrats are pumping money into it, okay? Just tier zero, okay? Insane math here. If this thing happens, Kansas and Missouri will be on board, and the map looks like this: 439 against 99. A less than 100 for Donald Trump. You have cut the map in two. Look at this. Like you just bisected the country in the middle. Just cut the country in half. Guys, a sea of blue, an ocean of blue. I'm watching on TV and phone. I will be here casting the election live. I will be here. It's going to be like midnight for here in Singapore, but it's okay. I'll be casting it. Since 1988. Yeah, since Reagan, because Reagan got like almost every single state. Look, if Reagan could take literally the whole country, we're saying after Donald Trump took away women's basic reproductive rights and basic autonomy, and took away the basic notion of democracy on January 6th, we can't get above 3. We can't even take Florida. After all that, after Reagan's insane Reaganomics and all the things he was elected in for, we can't take this. Like, come on. Let's do this, guys. I'm calling it. With all the stats coming in, guys, with all the stats coming in, all the numbers we're looking at, all the news flooding in, I'm calling it, okay? Kamala Harris will win Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, and Florida, and maybe even Texas, but let's just not call too far. I'm calling a 349, not a landslide, according to me, but landslide, according to most people, win for Kamala Harris, inaugurating her as the 47th President of the United States of America. This is my call, 20th October 2024, 15 days, 2 weeks, and 1 or 2 more days, depending on where you live, on to election night on November 5th. Guys, this is my call today. Don't forget, Vice President Tim Walz, Harris Walz 2024. Let's get this thing going. I think Harris will be 49 on re-election. Walz will be 50 and 51st. Maybe Josh Shapiro is going to be 52nd and 53rd. We got a long way to go, guys. Kevin Waggy. Donnie is running scared. He's campaigning in Florida. Exactly. Finally, he's waking up. He's trying to campaign. Too late. Too little, too late. Guys, go out there and vote. Get your family, get your friends, get your community. Vote as a group. Vote as a block. Vote as a community. Women, ladies, y'all got this map. If you all went out to vote for Kamala Harris, which, well, of course it's not practical, but this is the default map you have. When women go again, when the battle of sexes literally happens, with a gender gap so large, it's 100% either way, this is the map. Okay, we're not getting this, obviously. We're not getting this. But you know what we could be getting? Can we do at least this? Bare minimum. Can we get this? Ladies, go out there, vote early if you can, vote by mail if you can, vote on election day. Oh my God, I'm stumbling. Vote on election day. You must. Okay? Guys, ladies, gals, why do I keep saying guys? Ladies, gals, Trump fell asleep at interview, saw it himself. He's in steep mental decline. He's very demented, okay? But after all these, Florida early voting starts tomorrow. We shall see. Oh, tomorrow. Oh, we got so much juice. Guys, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and stream for y'all again. Okay? But as from now, my prediction, Kamala Harris will be winning by 349 electoral votes against Donald Trump's measly 189. With that, guys, go out there, vote, vote, vote. Put 349 Harris in the chat. Put it in the chat. And with that, guys, with that, may God bless America. Thank you all for watching. See you tomorrow.